You flick a switch, light. Now erase that switch completely. For nearly all of human history, night meant total darkness. No bulbs, no candles, just stars and firelight. Our ancestors spent hundreds of thousands of years under pitch-black skies, with nothing but starlight to see by. So what did they actually do once the sun went down? The answer rewrites how we think about sleep and culture itself. It starts with fire. Early humans first tamed it at least 1 million years ago. By around 400,000 years ago, fire was a fixture in camps everywhere, and it began to rewire our nights. Around a glowing fire, predators like hyenas and wolves kept their distance. Studies show fire created a safe zone roughly 15 feet wide. Inside it, people felt secure. Outside, danger. With fire, the useful day no longer ended at sunset. Stone Age people suddenly had 2 to 4 extra hours of usable light. That extra time let the tribe gather and talk instead of simply sleeping through the dark. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner recorded conversations among the Jew/Huanzi Bushmen and found something remarkable. By day, talk was almost entirely practical. Hunting plans, food gathering, disputes. Only about 6% of it was storytelling. But at night, everything changed. About 80% of fireside talk was storytelling. Tales of distant tribes, heroic hunts, the origins of the world, and jokes that had everyone laughing. The campfire was humanity's original theater, and its first classroom. Fire didn't just shape our nights. It shaped something we lost entirely, how we used to sleep. Historian Roger E. Kirch dug through centuries of old diaries and court records and found something historians had overlooked. Hundreds of references to something called first sleep and second sleep, a pattern that repeated across cultures. People typically slept 3 to 4 hours after dusk, woke for an hour or two around midnight, then slept again until dawn. This wasn't insomnia. It was simply the norm in nearly every culture for centuries. In that quiet hour, people prayed, visited neighbors, or simply lay awake and thought. One 16th century French doctor even advised couples to use that midnight hour, insisting they'd, quote, do it better. This pattern held for centuries and only faded once industrialization arrived. In the early 1990s, sleep researcher Thomas Weir decided to test this old pattern directly. Volunteers lived in near total darkness, about 14 hours of it every night, for an entire month. At first, they simply overslept, catching up on months of lost rest. Then, night after night, a clear pattern took over, one nobody had told them to follow. About 4 hours of sleep, a calm 1 to 2 hour wakeful break, then 4 more hours of sleep. No one had to teach them. It seems our bodies are simply wired for 2-part sleep. So what broke this ancient rhythm? The answer is simple: light. In the 17th century, Paris and London led the way, lighting their streets after dark for the first time. Cheaper candles, then gas lamps, began lighting homes deep into the night. Then, in 1879, Edison's electric bulb made bright nighttime light effortless. By the early 20th century, electric lighting had spread everywhere, and darkness gave way to light within a few generations. We even lost the language of it. The word curfew comes from the French couvre-feu, cover fire. A bell would ring after dark, signaling every household to put out their hearth fires. Walking outside after dark without a lantern was often illegal. Night itself was treated as dangerous. Today, the average person gets 7 to 8 hours of artificial light after sunset. But our bodies don't know the difference between lamplight and sunlight, and that delays the release of melatonin, our sleep hormone. Blue light from screens is the strongest culprit. Studies show it suppresses melatonin more than any other kind of light. In one University of Colorado study, volunteers camped for a week with no electric light at all, just sun and firelight. By week's end, their internal clocks had shifted nearly 2 hours earlier, closer to the rhythm their ancestors once had. So next time you wake at 2 a.m. in the dark, maybe it isn't insomnia. Maybe it's your body quietly remembering.